I'll start it up.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the finals of the Bauer Clash of the Titans, presented by Ballhockey.com. 14 teams began the weekend. We are down to 2. Up for grabs, more than $11,000 in prize money this game alone. The victor, $8,400, and the title, 2016 Clash of the Titans champion. The silver medalist, $2,800. Now, let's get to our final teams. First, your visiting team, the Toronto Orangemen, led in goal by number 30, Paul Zarnett. Number 92, Carlos Bacha. Number 10, Peter Bello. Number 16, Glenn Bradbury. Number 26, Justin Cabral. Number 68, Eric Camara. Number 93, Adam Carrera. Number 31, Brian Creeder. Number 88, Chris Creeder. Number 27, Ricky DeProne. Number 22, Paul Lena. Number 37, Joe Maleka. 12 is Danny Pacheco. Number 34 is Nelson Pacheco. 19, Ricardo Perez. 18, Joe Fontes. Number 21, Terry Roach. 81, Dylan Steele. And number 91, Justin Torres. Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Orangemen. And your home team, Midnight Express, in goal, number 31, Dave DiGiornimo. Number 90, there we go, number 90, Frank D'Ambrosio. Sorry, boys. 66, Sandeep Dhaliwal. 31, Dave DiGiornimo. Again, the goaltender. Number 5, Jurgi Gill. Number 21, Jason Gill. 96, JC Gill. 11, JK Gill. Number 13, Sean Hannon. 91. Bobby Hauser. Number 52, Nicholas Laboni. 97 is Anthony Lovelace. Number 9, Marcel Millet. Number 95, James Mettis. Number 80, Tony Montero. 60 is Fred Pereira. Number 19, Mike Porter. 15, Dayton Sofa. 55, Matt Tremblatt. Number 74, Chris Vajanis. And number 41, Ben Ventulo. Ladies and gentlemen, Midnight Express. Now, if we could ask that all the players remove their helmets and ask the audience to please stand and remove your caps for our national anthem.
And with that, we are ready to go here at the finals of the 2016 Bauer Clash of the Titans. It's Kevin Jack, and along with Brandon Scram, we are WeeStream, and we are very proud to be partnered once again this year with Ballhockey.com to be broadcasting the best ball hockey action in North America to the world. We've got Toronto Orangemen, the surprise story here this weekend. They were the underdogs in the quarterfinals. They won. They knocked off the top-ranked Leominster Americans. Then in the semifinals, the favored local hopefuls, Niagara Rebels. It took them till overtime, not much, about 16 seconds in, and the Toronto Orangemen found the back of the net for a 2-1 victory, and that's what has brought them here. Meanwhile, for the Midnight Express, I'll say it has been a little bit of an easier road. 4-0 through the round robin, make that 4-0. However, they did run into some trouble against the Pittsburgh Gods in the semifinals. They needed overtime, and a little over a minute into overtime, it was Matt Tremblatt, he of Yellow Shoes. He's just stepping onto the bench now for Midnight Express. He scored the overtime winner for Midnight Express, but now it is 0-0. Toronto Orangemen v. Midnight Express finals, Clash of the Titans. Orangemen now with the ball. They dump it in deep. That's Sofa over to Gill for the Midnight Express. Up the wall here to Hannon. That's Loveless, number 97. They tried to find him in the middle. .11 coming out of the corner. Has two whacks at it, but it's Zarnett. Again, now, Zarnett just shut the door on the Niagara Rebels in the semifinal victory for the Toronto Orangemen. Far and away the best player for the Orangemen, and let's see if he's up to the task here against the favored Midnight Express. Just 27 seconds gone and already a scoring chance for the Express, but Zarnett was up to the task. We've got 96 over center here for Midnight Express. That's J.C. Gill leaning in for the draw. Loses it to Terry Roach, wearing 21 for the Orangemen. Orangemen now getting the ball in deep. 92 giving chase, 92 with the ball, finds 97 in the slot. That was a good shot, but it never made it to the net. And Midnight Express whack it down. Icing is waved, and it's Chris Creeder, the overtime hero for the Toronto Orangemen, setting up behind his own net. And Chris Creeder wound up from about the red line on the power play, 16 seconds in to the overtime in the semifinal, and scored. And that was the deciding goal, and that got the Toronto Orangemen to the finals here. Remember, $8,400 to the winner. As Gill thinks about shooting, then doesn't. 74 shoots. Great blocker saved by Zarnett. We've got Pereira on the back end, number 60. Midnight Express trying to dangle their way. That was Marcel Millet. Tried to dangle his way across the blue line. Didn't quite work. It's 21 coming in here for the Express, but he's depossessed. That would be dispossessed. The Express flip one up, trying for an alley-oop pass that gets intercepted by the Orangemen, but they get it back. 19 here on the ball for the Express, but the Orangemen come away with 22. A penalty coming up to the Express. See if we can see what happened. We've got 81 limping off in obvious pain. So the Orangemen will be going to the power play here. They only had one power play in their semifinal, and they capitalized. They had 16 seconds in the third period and then 16 seconds in the overtime period, and that's all they needed. So As far as we've seen them so far today, they're 1 for 1 on the power play, this being their second opportunity. The centerman trying to direct his rear guard there, Chris Creeder. He's got a heck of a shot. Sofa just got stick checked as he tried to ring that around and ice the ball. Battling for it now hard are the Orangemen and Midnight Express. Express win that battle, and they throw it the length of the floor. We've got Creeder out, number 88. 19, Ricardo Perez. It's Perez now with the ball. Team looking at Perez to generate some offense. Back to Creeder. He can shoot. That gets deflected into the corner, and the Express fire it down. They go to the bench to get a change. It's Creeder once again, working it up the floor. It's about the exact same spot that he scored from in overtime. Doesn't shoot this time. Instead, walks the line and dumps it cross corner. Express are the first one back to get it. That's Bobby Hauser, who throws it down on Zarnett. Zarnett, for some reason, played the ball, kind of mishandled it a little bit, but looks like the Orangemen are going to get away with this, at least for the time being. Hannon lost his stick, so he sprints to the bench. Get a change as the Orangemen look to mount an attack here with the man advantage. However, it's Bobby Hauser leading a shorthanded charge. Spins, backhands. Zarnett made that stop off the shoulder. Now we got Hauser again on the backhand. Unable to get anything to go. Hauser taking on 3 guys there down low and generating a couple of scoring chances. Now it's Perez. Over to his teammate. Perez once again with the ball. He's walking it out front. Still on the power play. Slowing it down now are the Orangemen as they continue to change. They dump it in. Ours Carrera, number 92, or 93 rather, 92 now, back to the point. 12, winds, fires, scores! And let's call this power play potent for the Toronto Orangemen, picking up right where they left off. Overtime power play goal to punch their ticket to the finals, and now their first power play opportunity, and they capitalize again. 1-0 Toronto Orangemen. What will Midnight Express do? How will they respond? We haven't seen them down too often in this tournament, more often than not leading the way. Roach for the Orangemen, Tremblatt for the Express. It's Tremblatt who wins the draw to Gill. It's Tremblatt down low. What are you doing here?
I just want to see what number 5 is. Who's number 5?
Go somewhere else.
Don't cry about it, bro. Dude.
Go somewhere else.
Calm down.
Go somewhere else.
Holy shit. It's not NHL, right?
I'm doing my... We've got Tremblatt here with an offensive zone face-off. Roach for the Orangemen. Roach wins it back to 93. Rings it around the far side, but Sofa is there to cut it off. He throws one towards the net, gets batted out of midair by the Orangeman defender. Sofa again gloving it down. Over to 19, trying to find Tremblatt. Sofa looks far side. Oh, 80 just whistles that one wide. That's Tony Montero is number 80. It's Mike Porter down low, number 19. There's Montero in again. But the Orangemen win that battle and get the ball the length of the floor. Icing has been waved off. Both teams looking to change, and they do. Not much of an offensive forecheck here for the Orangemen as they complete their change. It's Eric Camara first on the scene forechecking, 68. One of the Creeder brothers, 31, just dumps that one in. That's Brian Creeder. As Marcel Mallet picks it up. Sprints through the zone. Ball on a string. Turns it over, though. Now the Orangemen. 68 with a shot. Bit of a floater. Looks like it could have fooled the goaltender. It didn't. DiGiannimo. I think I'll get that right. Face off now to the left of the Express goaltender. It's Gill working it far side here to Marcel. Sorry, that's not Marcel. Vigenis in deep. That's Marcel now with the ball. Back to Vigenis. He's behind the net. Orangemen likely content to let him work from there. Comes in on his backhand. Retreats. Finds his teammate in Gill. Now back to Marcel. It's Marcel with the ball on the point. In the middle to Gill. And now Creeder's got the ball. Throws it softly, far wing. And the Orangemen just throw it the length of the floor and get a full change. Up the wall now to Pereira, who smartly just deflects the ball deep into the Orangemen zone while the Express get a change. Orangemen set up for their breakout. Up to the near side boards now. 39 gains the blue line. 19 gets that ball deep. That's Perez on the forecheck, Ricardo Perez. As the Express ice the ball. Perez, 19, out there with Bradbury, number 16 for the Orangemen, along with number 39. And my apologies, don't have a name on 39. So we've got Perez lining up here, Bobby Hauser for Midnight Express. Hauser wins the draw. But the Orangemen gain control of the ball. That shot got deflected on its way through. Ended up off the side of the net, up over the mesh. Perez got his stick on that to deflect it, so Orange touched the ball last. Again, off the side of the net, up and over the back walls. So face off now just outside the Midnight Express zone. Marcel Mallet to take the draw. Pardon me, that's Anthony Lovelace taking the draw for Midnight Express. He wins the draw. Gill with it. Back over to Sofa. Sofa flips it, looking for Hannon at the far blue line. A little too far, though. It goes the length of the floor, so that draws a whistle with 4:45 to go in the first period. We'll reset down in the Midnight Express zone. Orangemen win the draw. 39 quick with a snapshot there. DiGiornimo quick with the glove, or I guess quicker than the shot. Makes that save. Perez looking to win it again, back to number 39. See if second time's a charm. Comes back to 39. Fakes pass back to the point. This time backhands it in the direction of the net. Never makes it there. As 12 dumps it deep for the Orangemen. Sofa corrals that in the far corner. His pass gets picked off, but Sofa's still with the ball now. Looking for partner Gill. Finds some salvation and some room behind his own net. Up to the far side now. To this side for Hannon. Good defensive play there by number 12 for the Orangemen, who picked that ball out of midair. That's Danny Pacheco, number 12. Diminutive on the back end, but he plays much bigger than he is. Here's a chance now for the Express. Couple of chances at goal, but never really made it through. The first one did. Juicy rebound off a very long shot by Zarnit. But the important thing is that he stopped them both. Pacheco now with the ball as the Express start to throw the body around a little bit. This is Pereira on the back end. His D partner, another Gill. Now the Orangemen with a chance. There's one move, backhander. Tried to go short side upstairs. Goaltender made the save as Gill dispossesses him. Gill with the ball again for the Express. Spins around the other way. Throws one deep for a teammate. It's Montero that gathers it. Over to Tremblatt. Tremblatt with a nice little move. Lost it on the handle, though. Now Orangemen are away, 3 wide. Fake shot. Little pass into Roach. Goaltender's thinking about playing it and thinks about it again. Decides to hold on. 2:56 to go in the first period. Toronto Orangemen, surprisingly, out to a 1-0 lead. Power play goal early in the first period. Midnight Express, other than the first shift of the game, haven't generated a lot of real good scoring opportunities. They've thrown some balls at Zarnett, the goaltender for the Orangemen, but as far as bona fide scoring opportunities, not many. Count them on a single hand right now. Lots of ball hockey to be played. That's Sofa looking to do something himself, and he almost does. Took 3 Orangemen to get him off the ball. As the goaltender now leads the rush. That's Tremblatt with a snapshot right on net. Creeder, 88, battling 2 Midnight Express players down low. 2-on-2, the Orangemen win that one. Nifty little tip there by Perez. He's in, and the defender thought he blew a tire. The referee has called a trip on that play. Now, I didn't quite see what happened, whether or not the 2 players just got tangled up. But it looked like there was a 2-on-1 developing for the Toronto Orangemen, and all of a sudden the one defender, number 80 there, Montero, just tripped up right at the blue line. Obviously, the referee thinks that maybe the stick got in the feet there of Montero, and that's what caused him to hit the deck. The player doesn't think so. Having a look at it here on the replay, and wow. It does look as though the stick got tangled up, though, in his feet and caused the defender to hit the deck. And as such, the Midnight Express are going on their first power play. Let's see if they can even this thing up at 1. For the Express, Hannon out there, he's number 13. J.K. Gill on the far side, and Anthony Lovelace. That's up front. On the back end, looks like Sofa's on the far side, and then right-handed shooting Bobby Hauser is playing the left point for the Midnight Express. 2:22 to go, 2 minutes, 5-on-4 for the Express, who win the draw. Gill now on the half boards, back to Sofa. Sofa weighing his options, thinks about shooting, now gives it near side to Bobby Hauser. He walks to the middle. He winds, fires, just goes wide. The ball sits on the back of the net but gets kicked free by Gill. He has Hannon on the half boards. He has it now. Back to Gill, a little bit of space. He walks out front, tries to jam it. Nothing there, says Paul Zarnett. He actually grabs it with his bare blocker hand. And 1:53 to go in the first period. Another face-off deep in the Orangemen zone. This is the kind of ball hockey that got the Orangemen here. In their semifinal win against the Niagara Rebels, they did not win the battle of possession. They did not win the battle of territory. But they did win the battle on the scoreboard, 2-1, and it's almost the same formula right here. As the Rebels have a majority of the play, majority of the territory, but right now leading 1-0. Midnight Express, however, on the power play, and there's Pereira with a wrist shot in there, looking for a deflection or rebound. Hannon behind the goal line, and they stuff it in, far side. Matt Tremblatt. These are the guys that are going to score for Midnight Express. It's Tremblatt, it's Hanna, it's Bobby Hauser. Those are the players that are going to score, and right there it was Hannon to Tremblatt, and it was Tremblatt that scored the OT winner for Midnight Express in dramatic fashion to get them to this point. So with 1:29 to go, both teams have scored and traded power play goals in the first period. And in this final of the 2016 Bauer Clash of the Titans, we're all knotted up at 1. Gill has the ball now for Midnight Express. That gets turned around, though, as Orangemen are looking for a chance. That pass just a little ahead of its intended target. We've got 74 sprinting in now for Midnight Express. Marcel now with the ball, trying to make a break for himself. The ball got batted out of midair. Gill chasing it down with 16. 16 gets it. Throws it over to 68. That's Eric Camara, number 68. Paulina digging deep, number 22 for the Orangemen, but Marcel Mallet picks it up. Oh, nice little snapshot there, but a better save by Zarnett. Blocker save on that one. Pereira with the ball for Midnight Express. Throws it down low where Gill has it. The net comes off, and teams are debating as to which team forced the net to come off. The referees agree that it was probably as a result of the Orangemen, and so the faceoff stays down low. With just over 25 seconds to go here in a hotly contested first period. 1-1, Midnight Express in the black with red trim. We've got the Toronto Orangemen in the orange with black trim. Bobby Hauser in for the draw for Midnight Express. He wins the draw. Back to the point now. We've got Sofa, twisting, turning. Little wrist shot at the net. Almost looked like it found a hole, but Zarnett was able to close the pads and keep that one from the back of the net. Now 19 seconds to go. We'll likely have a face-off in the same spot. Now the referee indicates that it will come to the right of Zarnett. Hauser once again for Midnight Express. He won the last draw cleanly. Gave his team a scoring chance. It looks here like at first looked like he was going to try and win it on his backhand. That is his plan. Back to Sofa for maybe a one-timer. Loses the draw instead. Orangemen throw it high. That's off the roof. And unfortunately for the Orangemen, they weren't even able to kill 4 seconds off the clock. So now 15 seconds remain, and we'll do it all over again. And my apologies. Number 39 just not on our docket today for the Orangemen. Taking not just this draw, but many draws. That one's won by Bobby Hauser. Back to Sofa, and it's in! Dayton Sofa. And they played with fire there, the Orangemen. 3 draws in their own zone in under 25 seconds. In about 12 seconds. First, Bobby Hauser won, generated a shot on net. Then the Orangemen, with an opportunity to clear the length of the floor, maybe kill the rest of the period, shot it a little too high off the roof, and as such, had to try and defend again with another defensive zone faceoff. And, well, you saw what just happened. Sofa finding the back of the net from Bobby Hauser off the draw as the Orangemen get it down low with under 5 seconds to go here in the first period, and that's likely how this period will come to an end. (2-1) at the end of 12 minutes of play. 3 12-minute periods is what we will play. If it's still tied at the end of regulation, we will go to continuous overtime. So no shootout here in the finals. Too much on the line. Over $11,000 is what these players are playing for in this one game. Now, it's the culmination of a weekend of ball hockey at the BAC, the Ballhockey.com Athletic Center. 14 teams began their quest for Clash of the Titans on Friday. Each team paid $1,000, a $14,000 prize pool that, thanks to Brian Broley and the generosity of Ballhockey.com, each and every penny is going back to the players. More than $11,000 up for grabs. To the winner of the finals, $8,400. To the second place finisher, $2,800. A lot more than just a t-shirt on the line here at the BAC, and that's why these players and coaches are taking a little longer here between periods. Just making sure everybody is focused. Everybody understands what they're trying to do as an individual and collectively. 24 minutes of ball hockey. That's what the Midnight Express have in front of them to try and lock this thing down and grab the $8,400 check. On the other side, Toronto Orangemen. Cinderella story of the weekend. Not one of the favorites coming in. Upset in the semis. Upset here in the finals. Can they do it? They'll need their goaltender, Paul Zarnett, to stand tall. He has throughout the entire weekend, as Zarnett makes his way into the goal to our right. For the second period, we have the Orangemen of Toronto moving from the right to left. Midnight Express in black, now moving left to right. Matt Tremblatt out to take the opening draw here for the Midnight Express. Terry Roach, 21 for the Orangemen. Tremblatt wins the draw back to Gill. Gains the blue line and fires. More of a dump. It's Tremblad in now with possession. Looking for a teammate. Finds. I think that was Montero going to the net. Hit his stick but wasn't able to get any power behind it. Now Tremblad in the slot. He gets a second chance at it. Zarnit stops that as the Orangemen clear their zone, but not much more. And quickly, it's turned around. There's Creeder wrapping it around the boards. Montero now with the ball. Looking to step off the half boards for Midnight Express. Players pushing and shoving now, trying to possess the ball. About 5 or 6 of them tangled up now. The referee finally blows the whistle. Let's see if these guys ease up and walk away from this calmly. And it appears as though they are not. A little bit of a scrum there in front of the Midnight Express bench. Both of these teams carrying what appears to be 17, 18 runners. Gill with the ball for the Express. Soft one over to another Gill. That's J.K. Gill with the ball. Battling for it in the corner, still has it. Spinning to his backhand. Backhand pass into the slot. Hanna has it. Just couldn't pull the trigger. Now Gill once again, same spot. Finds Hannon once again, this time behind the net. Hannon looking to do something. He tried to find Gill. Pass never made it through. As the Orangemen turn it around. Here's an attack by the Orangemen. But the goaltender took care of that ball. Rink wide now. There's a clapper. Wind up by Vigenis. But the Orangemen take the ball away. Leading the rush now is 93. One nice little move, then softly rolls one into the Express zone. Almost 2 minutes gone here in the second period. 2-1 lead for the Midnight Express in black. Sending Sofa, your second goal scorer, and Gill to the floor. Rear guard tandem. Seeing a lot of ice are those two, or I guess a lot of floor, as is the case. It's J.C. Gill taking the draw for the Express. Over to Sofa, rings the boards. Creeder gently throws one at the net. 16 is in front, trying to whack at it desperately. Unable to generate anything from it, though. There's Creeder playing his man tough on the sideboards. Gill now looks backhand to these near boards. 96 winds, fires. Before the Toronto Orangemen ice the ball. Express leaving the same 5 on the floor. So we've got Gill to take the draw here. Marcel Millet on the left side. Right side, Vigenis. Millet with the ball. Back to Sofa. Will he score again? Just wide. Rebound, though, for Gill, who scores! J.C. Gill, 3-1 Express. The boards here at the BAC are lively, and any shot that goes wide, if it's hard, will generate another opportunity as it careens off the back wall right into a scoring, right into the scoring territory, and that's where Gill picked it up off the backboard. Sofa drove one high, just wide, but the rebound fell onto the stick of Gill. I don't think he had much room to work with, but he found a hole over the catching glove of Paul Zarnit. 3-1 now for Midnight Express. Orangemen need to do something here to generate some offense. Will this be their chance? 92. Trying to slide around Gill. Cannot. 97 with a chance now. Orangemen pushing as their defenseman comes in as a fourth attacker. That's D'Ambrosio, number 98 for the Express. Sofa thought about shooting, now he does. That's a snapshot. Zarnett gobbles that up. Looks like it hit him in the bread basket. Just kind of swallowed it up. 8:48 to go here in the second period. This next goal is going to be very, very important to whatever team scores it. 2-goal lead. If the Orangemen find the net the next time, they're right back in this thing 3-2. If the Express are able to stretch out to a 4-1 lead, we'll see if the Orangemen have enough mental fortitude to keep up the pace of play and really see this one through to the end. Pereira dumps one into the far corner. As the Express try to generate a little bit of offense. Nearly got some there from Montero. Was Porter 19, finding Montero in the slot, but his shot was half challenged by the defense of the Orangemen. Another save by Zarnett with bodies all around him. Don't know how he saw that one, but he did. 22, Lena is there for the Toronto Orangemen. He'll take the draw. Up against Mike Porter. Porter looking to win it back to Montero. But it's the Orangemen who get away. Nice defensive play, though, by 66. That's Dollywall. Pereira able to keep that ball from going into their zone. And just like that, the Midnight Express are back in the Orangemen zone. Over to Creeder. Creeder throws it all the way around for Lena, who tips it. Referee signals that they did gain the zone, the Orangemen. Here's an opportunity now right in front as 68 had a chance. Eric Camara, and just unable to pull the trigger. There's Porter, doesn't win that tip, so the Orangemen are away. Tremblack goes into the boards. Didn't think he liked that very much. The Express get the ball down into the Orangemen zone. Long change here for the Express, so they're trying as quickly as they can to get to the bench and get new runners on, and they have. Orangemen down low, trailing this game 3-1. Gill gets caught up there with a stick. The referee deems it was a little inconsequential, so no penalty on the play. Soft forecheck by the Express. There's a flip play by the Orangemen. Perez nearly catches up with it. Referee had his arm up. Not sure whether or not that was for the offside or whether it was for icing. Regardless, face-off ends up in the same place. Draw one by the Orangemen, but a good forecheck there by Hannon. Quickly gives Midnight Express possession once again. And it's Gill using his legs, but being defended very closely, but he scores! Gill, a one-man show there. Ran around behind the net, was able to shake the defender with a little twist move in the far corner, and they walked it on his backhand and somehow found a hole either underneath or around Paul Zarnett. And I mentioned that next goal is going to be very big. It's 4-1 now for Midnight Express, and we'll see what that does to the energy of the Toronto Orangemen. Remember, both teams are in the money here. $8,400 to the winner. Second place gets $2,800. Are the Orangemen at this point content just to take the runner-up prize and their $2,800 and go home? We'll find out as the Express once again are on the attack and they score. And that's another goal for Midnight Express. It's 5-1 now. 5-1, 6:43 into the second period. Well, Midnight Express were the faves coming into this matchup. They actually ended up in a three-way tie at the end of round robin. Goal differential made them, I believe, the number 3 seed. But really was a coin flip at that. While the Toronto Orangemen kind of bounced their way into the finals. Not one of the top seeds after the round robin. Had to go to an elimination game Saturday night. Then with upsets on the quarterfinal and in the semifinal, next thing you know, they find themselves here in the finals up against one of North America's best ball hockey squads in Midnight Express. Right now, though, the Orangemen find themselves on the wrong side of a 5-1 score, but they are going to the power play. So far, Orangemen 1 for 1 in this game. They scored the OT winner in the semifinal, also with the man advantage. So we'll see if they can put something together here and maybe scratch their way back into this game, trailing 5-1. Perez, ready to take the draw up against Bobby Hauser for Midnight Express. Hauser wins the draw. Back to the point now for the Orangemen. Creeder thought about shooting. Didn't. Now he's thinking about shooting. Walks into another spot. Snapshot. Goaltender saves that. Rebound into the corner. And Midnight Express throw it the length of the floor. Orangemen now very carefully up the floor. No rush. Here's a shot from Creeder. Almost the exact same spot where he scored the overtime winner. Missed the net, went off the boards and into the mesh, out of play. So face off in the neutral zone here. Just past the midway point of this game. Finals of the 2016 Bauer Clash of the Titans, presented by Ballhockey.com. Big cash tournament, $1,000 entry, $14,000 in prizes. Make that $14,000 prize pool. Not in prizes, it's cold hard cash, and the winner of this game gets $8,400 of it. As Bobby Hauser tries to dipsy-do his way in right off the face-off, generated a scoring chance for himself, but probably would want to have that shot again. Zarnett, to his credit, well positioned. Took that one right in the stomach. Some of the air sucked out of the building here at Ballhockey.com Athletic Center with this 5-1 victory. 5-1 advantage. A lot of the games to this point have been one goal, have been very close, have been overtime. Both the semifinals went into overtime, but Midnight Express seems to be grabbing control of the finals, at least thus far. And the Orangemen dumped that one in on the power play, but they're offside. So Express decide to just take a little more time off the clock. Pereira now out with it. Throws it to a teammate and now springs himself through the middle. Back to Gill. Midnight Express just taking time off. Gill loses it over to Perez with a one-timer. That was a nice save. On the point now is Creeder. He snaps one just wide. Perez now with the ball. Down low. Trying to find Bradbury in front to no avail. And once again, Midnight Express clear the ball. Creeder again, very slowly advancing the ball. Gains the blue line. 5-on-4 for the Orangemen. Lines, fires, that hits a stick. As such, the Orangemen were offside. We've got Porter with it, just killing a few more precious seconds. 4.5 to go here in the second period. Teams are back at even strength, which means that will be an icing. With a 5-1 lead, though, I'm sure that does not concern Midnight Express. They've also been very good in the draws. Don't have stats and figures in front of me, but I would say that they have won a majority of the draws so far tonight. Sean Hannon in to take the draw here. It might be Loveless. No, Big Hannon is going to take this draw. The very hot Gill playing one of his wings there in kind of the tan color shoes. Hannon talking to another goal scorer, Sofa, on the right point, telling him where he wants to line up, and we're about to get underway. Hannon wins the draw back to Sofa. Little shake and bake there to get some space and time. Sofa gets the ball back again. Advances it now to Lovelace. Thought about toe dragging, but good D by Creeder. Good defensive positioning. Now it's Creeder. Brian Creeder it is. He's thinking about legging it out himself. That's a big body. The Express, there's Gill. Over to Lovelace, back of the net. No recognition there on the part of the Orangemen that their big man, Brian Creeder, had gone in on the forecheck, and as soon as they turned the ball over, the Express found themselves on a 2-on-1 on the other zone. And bingo bango. Gill over to Lovelace, back of the net. Now 6-1 Midnight Express over Toronto Orangemen. And it's the Express that control the ball off the face-off. That's Vijagas. In hard after it. Chris Creeder now, the other Creeder brother, is able to win that battle. He neatly walks out with it, moves it up to the right side. Orangemen get it deep. But the Express, very cleverly, find the open man. Zarnett ends up with that ball kind of on the top of his blockers, so not much of a choice other than to hold on to it. Some of the players here exchanging some words as they both head to their bench. We've got 4 on for the Orangemen. They now send a 5th through the gate. Bobby Hauser to take the draw. Just getting Frank D'Ambrosio lined up for Hauser. D'Ambrosio, number 98. Here's a shot. Thought it was going to be a shot from Gill. Instead went over to Sofa. The Orangemen dump it in. In pursuit. Hot pursuit 81 up against Sofa. Back to the point now. Snapshot doesn't make it through. D'Ambrosio leading the rush. And that pass was just a little behind its intended target. And Midnight Express put themselves offside. 2:54 to go in the second period. 6-1 is the score. 6-1. Midnight Express in black. You figured out that the Toronto Orangemen are in orange. Orangemen win the draw. Creeder loses it. D'Ambrosio shoots right off the mask of the goaltender Zarnett, who had come out to block off the angle or at least cut it down. Nice save there. As the Express try and work off the boards, and now they do just momentarily. Express pushing again. That's defenseman Sofa in behind the opposing team's net. And now Gill down deep as well, forcing the issue. But the Express are able to maintain control of the ball and maintain the zone. Orangemen have it now, but their clearing attempt hit one of the Express players just as he was stepping onto the floor. So they'll try it again. They find the open man in the middle, and the Orangemen throw it down. DiGiornimo, the goaltender there for Midnight Express, hasn't seen a lot of action, hasn't been tested many times, but made the smart play there to just hold on to things. 6-1 lead, no reason to give the Orangemen a breath of life, no reason to cough one up or give them an easy one and give them a chance or give them the feeling that they have a chance to win this game. Perez now, 19, taking the draw for the Orangemen. He loses the draw as 41 circles around back now for Midnight Express. And it's Porter up with it, 19. Tried to chip it by his defenseman, but was unsuccessful. Orangemen throw it back in. Perez gives chase. Unable to get it. D to D here for the Express. Buck and a half to go in the second period. Over to Tremblad at the far side with the yellow shoes. He's able to clear the zone and no more. Finally now, Porter has full control of the ball. Finds Tremblad, who decides to shoot from a Sharp angle. Never makes it to the net. It's Porter on the far half wall. Back to Montero. Montero backhands one in the direction of the net. Gets deflected, and now Orangemen come out of their own zone. 4 on the attack, but that's an errant pass that's intercepted by Gill, and quickly the Midnight Express have the ball back in the Orangemen zone. Near side boards now for number 12. Again, that pass just hopped over the stick of its intended target. Orangemen not having much luck here getting any offense going, as Gill, who has scored 2, maybe 3 today, dumps that one in deep. Loveless. It was Gill and Loveless that connected on the 6th goal for Midnight Express. There's Gill. He's at least got 2 and 1, maybe 3 and 1 on the day. While Hannon works in deep. Big bodies here for Midnight Express. Hannon outworks 2 Orangemen for the ball. It's Gill trying to find Loveless. And unfortunately, that was not a love connection. Gill has it now with just a few seconds left on the clock. Icing is waved, and that brings the second period to a close. Well, we began the period with Midnight Express up 2-1, and they put 4 more on the board. Now 6-1 with 12 minutes to go. Midnight Express have to think now that they're in the driver's seat and they're just 12 minutes away from $8,400 and the title of champion of 2016 Bauer Clash of the Titans. For the Toronto Orangemen, what's the conversation they're having over on their bench? Keep it respectable, don't get in any fights, or are they trying to get a second goal, which may lead to a third and a fourth and a fifth? Anything can happen, and I'll tell you, in ball hockey, unlike ice hockey, goals can mount rather quickly. As we've seen throughout the weekend, a shot from the red line is a scoring opportunity. In fact, it's that kind of shot that got the Orangemen here. You get a lucky bounce here, you score a long one, next thing you know, they're right back in this. So I'm sure that's what the coach is stressing to them, that look, we're just a good bounce and a good shot away from cutting this lead in half to 6-3. So it all starts with 1, and let's see if we can get 1. Now we'll see what the Orangemen have left. For the Midnight Express, they'll have no problem finding inspiration for the third period. They've got 8,400 reasons to give it their all each and every shift and make sure that the Toronto Orangemen don't even have a glimpse at victory. They've worked very hard through 2 periods and in fact all weekend long to put themselves in this position. And you know that's exactly where they want to be. 5-goal lead going into the third period, $8,400 in the pot at the end of this rainbow. We've got Vijagas with Gill and Marcel Mallet for the Midnight Express. Eric Camara, number 68 here for the Toronto Orangemen. My apologies, we don't have a name on 39. And the far side is 81. Dylan Steele. So my apologies, Dylan, for not working in your name earlier. And that is Steele right now, who stole the puck and scores. There you go. It took them 12 seconds. Just as we were talking about fast goals and how quickly they can mount and pile up, the Orangemen score just 12 seconds in. Now a lucky shot or a lucky bounce, and it's 6-3. We'll see what happens next as the Orangemen get the ball off the draw. It's Camara trying to get around his defender, Pereira. He takes a run at him. Pereira, though, bounces off the boards. Orangemen have a chance. Beautiful stop by the goaltender there as the Orangemen found themselves with an opportunity to get right back into this with their third goal. And a conversation now between some of the players. Camara didn't like the way that he was handled in the corner, and now he's jawing the entire bench of the Midnight Express. We'll see how they react to that. I'm sure they took note and took down his number, and we'll see if 68 gets special attention here in the last 11 and a half minutes of this game. Perez settles in to take this draw against Tremblatt for Midnight Express. Perez wins it. Back to Creeder, who winds and fires. That just sails wide. It's closer than it looked. Sofa corrals the rebound. It's Gill now with the ball for Midnight Express. Up the wall. I think that was Porter who had his pass picked off by Creeder. Creeder, big body, is 13. Sofa has it. Goes D to Gill. Ends up going by Gill to Porter, who reverses over to Montero. Montero, little chip to Tremblatt. Good hockey there by Midnight Express. They just get the ball deep, and it's Porter on the far side. Porter tries to chip it in the direction of the net and win the race, but Zarnett came out. Now Express with it. It's Creeder, Chris Creeder. As Sofa intercepts that with his hand, but has a couple of players caught deep, so instead gives it off to Gill, who retreats behind his own net to restart the breakout, and it's up the near wall to Hannon. Hannon over to Lovelace. Back to Gill, who scores. Gill can't miss. Gill absolutely can't miss. Is that his third or fourth now? It's at least his third. Might be his fourth. In one game, he will single-handedly take over the scoring lead for the entire Clash of the Titans tournament. That restores the 5-goal lead for Midnight Express. 7-2 now. Lovelace with the ball, back to Hannon. We'll see how inspired these two teams are over the last 10 minutes as we just come up on the 10-minute mark. Orangemen, though, still a lot of fight in them. And that's good to see. They're not going to roll over. Back to Pereira. Stick handles. Calmly dumps it in the corner where Lovelace has it. Pass gets deflected. Orangemen send it high in the air. Express now over the blue line. It's hot stick Gill. Circling behind the net now. Just gets pushed off the ball. But teammate Vejegas is there to get the ball. Lena now on the far side for the Orangemen, but he was outnumbered. The two Midnight Express players got the ball off of him, but now it's the Orangemen with it. That's a long shot. Just a dump in. And an attempt to clear the ball out of the zone. The Midnight Express ended up clearing that right into their own bench. So face-off now coming up to the right of the goaltender. 7-2 the score. 7 Midnight Express, 2 Toronto Orangemen. $11,000 will be split. In fact, more than $11,000 and not evenly. Winning team, $8,400. Silver medalist, $2,800. It will be a victory for both teams and a good payday. But more so for the victors. $8,400, nothing to sneeze at. Vejegas now with the ball. Makes a nice move. Tried to feed Gill short side. It's Camara, 68 with the ball in the far corner. Being defended by Sofa. Cycles it down low. Ball pops out. 2 Express players on it now. Make that 3 with Marcel Mallet, who ends up with the ball. The Orangemen retreat to their own bench for a change. So Midnight Express decide to do the same. In control of the ball now, Bobby Hauser looks rink wide for Marcel Mallet. Mishandled the ball, but Hauser has it again. Now back to Mallet, who winds, fires. Nice save by Zarnett. Backhand pass. That shot gets deflected wide and not much on it. A little bit of jousting there in the slot. As Hauser finds D'Ambrosio. That backhander just goes wide of the net. Sofa now down low. Creeder all over 62. Gives him a fling. Creeder doesn't like that. Creeder gave the lasso to number 62. Threw him to the ground, and while doing so, something came up and caught him in the mug. Hard to tell whether it was his own stick, whether it was the other team's stick. Some people may call that karma. As he kind of put the bear hold and then threw the Midnight Express player to the floor. And in turn, hurt himself. 7:48 here in the third period. We are in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. 14 of the best ball hockey teams in North America. We had teams from Michigan, teams from Pennsylvania, teams from the GTA, all over North America, all descend on St. Catharines looking for that big payday, $8,400 for the victor. And here we find ourselves in the finals, and the Midnight Express in the driver's seat to cash that check, leading 7-2 here over the Orangemen of Toronto. Tremblatt wins the draw for the Express. Here's Montero. Goes rink wide for Porter. Misses his intended target. Tremblatt in front. Perez plays catch with his D. Tried to get out of the zone. Didn't work. Perez now spinning off the aggressive forecheck of Montero. Montero is able to get the ball, but now has to deal with Perez, who returns the favor. Tremblatt with the ball now. He's getting bodied and stick, but he runs away from it. Able to make another move. Tried to go short side. Nothing there. Porter on the far side, in the far corner now, below the goal line. Decides to keep the ball there as his defensive teammate runs in to maintain possession. Orangemen now trying to push Tremblatt off the ball. No easy task. He's a big body. Perez finds his teammate. Back to Perez now. Don't exactly know what the strategy is here of the Toronto Orangemen, who seem content to just slowly work the ball up, trailing by 5 with under 7 to go here in the third period. And that was a bit of a dangerous shot. That's DiGiornamo. I believe the goaltender. My apologies. I know I've been struggling with his name all day. He hasn't been struggling between the pipes, however. Made that one a little tougher than he needed to, but held on to it. Express win yet another draw. Lifted high down the length of the floor. Killed off a few seconds, but another face-off coming up here in the Express zone. We've got Terry Roach taking the draw here, 21 for the Orangemen. It's 92, Carlos Bacha in on the forecheck. Too many Express players, though. Just kind of playing cat and mouse with them. Loveless tried to grab that jump ball at a midair, but just underjumped it. But he's able to steal the ball over to Gill. And I'm surprised that didn't go in. The way Gill has been shooting today, or at least in this game, everything he's touched has ended up in the back of the net, and that was another good scoring opportunity for number 11. He heads to the bench with his line mates as 3 more Midnight Express come through the gate. We've got Gill at center, Marcel Millet on the far side, and then Vijagas on the near side, 74. But it's the Orangemen who win the draw. Over to Creeder, rings the wall. The Orangemen tip that out. Pereira for the Express. Fans on that attempt. 92 kicks the stick out of his hands. He's wide open now, is 92. Gets the ball, takes a quick shot. 92 again, spins to his backhand, then to his forehand. Shot doesn't get through. Again for 92 as he gets pushed off the ball. Now Gill flips it up to Vijagas. 3 here for Midnight Express. Trying to find a hole. Finds it. Marcel Millet can't find the back of the net with Zarnett, the goaltender, just sprawling all over the goal line, doing anything he can to keep that ball from going in. Beyond the halfway point here of the third period, 7-2 lead, Midnight Express in black. That's Ventulo, 41. Over to his defensive partner, number 66, Dollywall. That didn't work out for them as Orangemen also almost got a scoring chance. So Vijagas comes in to settle things down. using his legs to run the ball out, and he doesn't do it either. The Orangemen once again turn the ball over. That shot gets deflected. Ventulo again. Up to Bobby Hauser. Gains the zone now with 74. The Jagas. Orangemen in over the Midnight Express blue line. There's a shot with traffic in front. DiGiornamo did a good job to see that with traffic in front. Held on. 4.5 to go in the third period. 4.5 minutes away from a big payday for Midnight Express, $8,400. As the Orangemen win the draw, the Express, though, win the battle at the blue line and get the ball in deep. Creeder, 31, Brian Creeder, rings the wall. 68 is there, chips it. That's a play they utilize quite often. Sofa on the back end has been very good this weekend for the Express. Hauser's back now, battling with 18. As Sofa makes a couple of moves, and it's D'Ambrosio. He gets pushed off the ball. Gill over to Sofa. Back to Gill now. Gill gets the blue line, throws it over to Bobby. Hauser gains the zone. Tried to go cross crease. He had D'Ambrosio streaking in. But the pass got picked off. Behind the Express net now, that ball just kind of careens wildly back out front, but nobody home for the Orangemen. As that ball just sails wide of the net. 3:26 to go. That's a flooring. Running out of time, running out of scoring opportunities for the Toronto Orangemen. 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go. 5-goal cushion for the Express in black. Looking to win the Clash of the Titans here in 2016. If so, they would have run the table. Perfect 4-0 record. Make that 3-0 record in the round robin. Then won their semifinals. Then won their quarterfinals. Then won their semifinals. And a win here in the finals and make it a perfect 6-0 weekend and $8,400 in the bank. As it's Pereira on the far side. Again, not sure what the Orangemen are doing here with a 1-2-2-4 check down by 5 goals. Seems the Express could just play catch back behind their own net and wind the next 3 minutes off this clock, but they don't. They send it down. They don't mount much of a forecheck, and that's probably out of respect. Loveless moves through the zone. That shot from a good place, got a lot of wood on it. Hard to tell whether or not Zarnik got a piece of it to deflect it wide. I think maybe he did. Gill is able to shake that attack. The defender leading the rush here for Midnight Express. 21 over to 21, that's Roach. Gill tries to pounce on the loose puck. Comes all the way down to this Gill. That's number 11. 3, maybe 4 goals on the day, J.K. Gill. And again, Orangemen seem content to just let him stay behind his own net. And so Gill comes out and now thinks twice about it. Comes out on his forehand. Uses Hannon. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third period. Midnight Express showing a lot of class here. Not pouring it on, not going with a full-fledged offensive attack. Doing what they need to do to make sure the Orangemen don't come back into this game. But if you notice, they seem quite content to just lazily throw the ball in and just send one guy in after it. Feeling that this game is under control, and it likely is. Here's Chris Creeder trying to find a hole through Hannon. Keeps taking the lanes away. Shot never made it through as Express gained the blue line. And it's actually Anthony Lovelace. Goes back into his own zone and throws it back to Dollywall. It's Dollywall with the ball. Under a minute to go now. 68 spins and fires. Dollywall with it again. Marcel Millet runs it back as the coaches bark from the bench to take it back. So Midnight Express are content to just wind down the remaining 30 seconds. And the referee calls it. Says that's it. So, congratulations to your 2016 Bauer Clash of the Titans champion, Midnight Express. $8,400 check to the champions. Congratulations to each and every one of them. And also, let's take a moment to congratulate the Toronto Orangemen. Did a great job as a bit of a Cinderella story, making it to the finals. And I just don't think they had much left in the tank to go up against a very formidable opponent, one of the best ball hockey squads in North America, Midnight Express. Now, we'll go down to the floor for check presentations. I don't want the lens on it either. I don't need a lens.
Look at this for a second. Man, I can't stand on my knees that long. Getting old. 2,800 bucks ain't bad. What's fuck? Yeah, I know, eh? Doing something we love, eh?
Lots of fun all weekend, and you get 2,800 to go.
Do it. Ready, boys? Here we go. Yeah, we're good. Yeah! Out of the net? Go down to the net, boys. How many on or off, guys? I just got my hair. Take it easy, buddy. Take it easy. Take a couple, please. Oh, shit. It's a bonus. Good.
Maya, go down.
Yeah, there you go. There we go.
This is what we like to see. This is what we clap for. Shit!
Yeah, you're gonna want to play next time. Yeah. And again, just thanks to all the guys here. There's been a lot of fun for coming up to our various events. We appreciate your participation. You guys are great ambassadors for the sport, and it's great to have you helping us out and helping the facility.
Right on, Brian.
Make it rain, make it rain. Put it on black. They got a counter? Gert's been more than the last one.
All right, can we go now?
Yeah.
We'll sign it over there. Thank you.
Hey.
%.
Just tell you right now, bud. Remember what I just said, eh?
Literally, 2 periods later, he's like, why do you just start calling for a penalty for us? Like,